If you've done any research on sewing machines, you will know that they come in every price range imaginable, from under $100 with just the basic sewing details to $200 to $300 for a great starter machine to thousands of dollars that cost more than your laptop or computer. And a lot of it has to do with the materials, the functionality, and the quality of the machine. But every machine has certain pieces that are the same. I went to Walmart and I got what I thought was a great starter level sewing machine. At the time of this filming, this cost me $142. So if I was buying a sewing machine for a daughter or a niece or somebody that was very new, that was interested in sewing, needed the basics, but I wasn't sure they were going to stick with it, and I wasn't ready to invest a lot of money, I think this would be a great one. Brother is a well-known brand for all different level machines. So let's take this out and take a look at what you get with a starter level machine under $200. We want to keep is your operation manual. This is going to be your guide. It's going to show you with lots of diagrams how to do different things, from threading your machine, winding the bobbin, and most importantly, troubleshooting. I will often say, hey, look at your operation manual, because I'm not an expert on a specific machine. I just want to help beginning and intermediate sewists or sewers or whatever you want to call yourself learn to use their machine doing different functions and different projects. So let's take a look at what a basic beginner sewing machine comes with. One of the big differences and one of the big areas that changes the price of a sewing machine is what the body of the machine is made out of. This one is plastic. It's very lightweight. It's not going to be quite as durable maybe as a metal machine. This is pretty small. You have a very small distance between where you're sewing and where you can have your fabric over here. So that does affect how easily you can sew some different things. Every machine has different stitches. On a beginner machine like this, it's going to show you the stitch with the number above it, and you're just going to turn the dial to decide what stitch you want. You're going to be setting stitch length and width and adjusting your tension with these dials up here. There's always a way to wind a bobbin. There's always a reverse button. If you want to sew backwards, you're going to push this down and hold that, and then you'll stitch backwards, and then you release it and you'll stitch forward. If your machine doesn't have the top loading bobbin, it's going to be underneath. So you would pull this front part off, a little door would flap down, and the bobbin would go in this way. It would have a metal case that the bobbin slips into, and the instruction manual would show you how to load that and get that working. Now we're zoomed in a little bit closer to look at what is going on. This is called your presser foot. Right up here, it's kind of up under. There is a plastic lever that you put down and up that raises and lowers this foot on and off of your fabric. If you want to change the foot, there's this little black button right here. You just press that. It releases the foot, and you'll see the foot has a little metal thing there, and that hooks on here. So let's say we wanted to put on this foot. Use the lever and you put the foot down. So you lower this piece that holds the foot until it clicks into place. Then you can see where the bobbin is. There's also a guide. Never take that off of there. It's going to show you the correct direction to load your bobbin thread. You want to look at which direction the thread is coming off. So you're just going to drop that in there, and then you're going to pull it through and cut. There's a little razor blade right there too, and that cuts that off so you don't have extra thread in there. And then you're just going to put the lid back on there. We're going to take these off so that we can see these little mechanisms. So they look like little teeth. They're called feed dogs. There are two longer ones, and then there are two shorter ones back here. And when we sew, they move back and forth, and that is what moves your fabric. Then there are also guidelines. You can see the lines in the plastic side and also on the metal plate. This is the foot pedal. It gets plugged into the side of the machine, and this is what makes it go. So it's going to be obviously under your foot, and just like driving, you're going to press down, and the harder you press, the faster you sew. Let's look a little bit more closely at the accessories that come with this introductory level Brother sewing machine. As I said, the instruction manual is super important, because I was looking and I was like, I'm not sure what this thing is. So I flipped through the instruction manual, and I want you to get familiar with yours and what your things are. And I discovered that little piece, number 8, it is a screwdriver. Then it comes with a few feet. This is the basic foot for straight sewing and zigzag and some of the other stitches. There is a buttonhole foot. That is this foot with this blue, and it's kind of rubber so that it will help hold the button in place. This is a zipper foot. It's skinny because you're going to be able to set your needle to go on either side to sew a zipper. This one is a narrow hemmer foot. Then there is a blind stitch foot. And then this is the foot that helps you do your buttonholes. You don't have to learn all of these right away, but it's good to know what comes with it. It does not have a walking foot. I would look into getting one if you can to use with any level of sewing machine because it makes sewing a lot easier when the top foot is helping to move the fabric as well as the bottom foot, especially when you get into projects that have more than 2 layers of fabric. So if you're using batting, you're folding things, it gets a little bit thicker and it gets a little bit more difficult. Now this thing is a safety feature that I thought was really interesting. You put this on the front and it makes it so you can't put your fingers too close and have the needle go through your finger, which is a good thing to aspire to. It's also a great safety feature, I think, if you're teaching younger kids how to sew, or if you're just really new and nervous. Bobbins, and you want to make sure you always use bobbins that are the correct size for your machine. Bobbin size varies by machine. So those are the basic accessories that came with this machine. So to summarize, with a beginning sewing machine like this, you get a lot of things that you're going to need to do basic projects that most people that are occasional sewers or beginning sewers want to do. You're going to have options for stitches. You have a couple different feet so you can do different things. The main difference from a higher end machine is there's a lot more plastic pieces. So the body is plastic. You have a few plastic feet that might be metal from other machines. The space that you have here is going to be smaller than some higher end machines. It doesn't mean you can't do things. It just means it might be a little more complicated. And there's a lot more that you're going to be adjusting manually that a higher end machine is going to automatically do for you, like tension, the way you change your stitch length and width, and even your presser foot. It's a little smaller, so it's going to have a different feel and function to it. But that said, this is a great value for an under $200 machine. I'll do another video that shows a much higher end machine and how some of these same functions are going to work on that. But it's just really important to balance how much money you have to spend and want to invest in your machine, how much you feel like you're going to be using it, and what functions are and aren't important to you.